Today's lesson is on dilations. What is a dilation? A dilation is simply an enlargement or reduction of a figure. Of course, this is another type of transformation, and this type of transformation will not be in isometry, because clearly we're changing shape. So dilations are not isometries. Okay, and so when we have a dilation, we will always have a scale factor associated with it. All right, and our scale factor, we use the variable k to represent the scale factor. And as you might imagine, when k is greater than 1, that's when our dilation is an enlargement. And when k is less than 1, that's when we have a reduction. And of course, you can't have a k equal to 1 because then it's not a dilation at all. It's the same size. So how do we graph dilations? Let's look at triangle RST here with the vertices that I have graphed. And we have a scale factor of k equals 2. So what do we know? We know this is going to be an enlargement. Okay, so how do I graph that? Well, let's start with R prime. And if I'm enlarging everything by a scale factor of 2, all I need to do is multiply each vertex by 2, the x value and the y value. So if I multiply -5 by 2, I'm going to have -10. If I multiply 1 by 2, I'm going to have 2. And that's what I have to do for every vertex in triangle RST. And my vertices will end up being -10, 2, S prime will be -6, 8, and T prime will be 4, -2. So let's come over here and graph our enlarged triangle. R is -10, 2. So I'm sorry, R prime. S prime will be -6, 8. Here's S prime. And T prime will be 4, -2. So sketch this enlarged triangle in here. And there's what we've got. All right, let's do another. Triangle WXY with the vertices given. And this time we have a K, a scale factor of 1/4. So we know we've got a reduction. We're going to end up with a triangle that is smaller. So we're going to do the same thing we did just a moment ago. We're going to take each of our vertices. We're going to multiply the x and the y by 1/4. So what that's going to give us is a W prime that is -1, 2. Then x prime that is 5/2, 0. And a y prime that is -1/2, -2. So let's sketch that in there. W prime is -1, 2. X prime is 5/2, which is 2.5, 0. So that's going to be about right there. X prime. And y prime is -1/2, -2. So that's going to be about right there. So there is my image of triangle WXY after it has been reduced by a factor of 1/4. Okay, we got 2 more little examples here. Oh, this time we have the image and the pre-image, and they would like for us to identify the scale factor. Okay, so I know, let's see, F prime, the prime triangle is smaller, so I know that K is going to be less than 1, right? Because I got a reduction. Clearly, I have a reduction. So all I have to do is pick one of my vertices because I know this is a transformation. So I'm going to pick one of my vertices and I'm going to see what I multiplied it by so that I can find the scale factor. So let's start with f. What are the coordinates of f? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait a minute. Let me make sure I counted right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, negative 6. And I'm going down 1, 2, 3, negative 6, negative 3. And f prime is 1, 2, negative 2, negative 1. So what did I multiply each my x and my y by to get f prime? So basically here's what I did. Negative 6 times x equals negative 2 to go from f to f prime. So x equals negative 2 over negative 6, so that's 1/3. Let's make sure it holds true here for the y part. So negative 3 times whatever the scale factor is. I guess I should call that k, but k is x here. So negative 3 times the scale factor equals negative 1. So x again is negative 1 over negative 3, which is 1/3. So our scale factor there is 1/3. All right, I think we just have one more here. Very short little lesson. Once again, I need to identify the scale factor. And this time I can see that the image is larger than the pre-image. So I know that k has to be greater than 1 because I have an enlargement. And let's just pick, let's pick x and x prime. That's going to be easy because x is at 2, 0. X prime is, I think that's 10. Let me count to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, it's 8, 0. So that one's plain to see. I've got 2 times my scale factor equals 8. So k has to be 8 divided by 2. So my scale factor in this case is 4. And that wraps up the lesson on dilations, wraps up the unit on transformations. That is all.